Welcome back to the 100 spin test. In today's episode, number 97, we continue our dive into the murky waters of roulette strategies, where promises of guaranteed wins are as ephemeral as something that doesn't last very long. Ever wondered if these so-called foolproof strategies can withstand the chaos of real-world distractions and cognitive biases? Well, you're in the right place. Let's see what happens. Today's test is Loser by me. It's just loser spelled out in uppercase letters with roulette chips. I'm running this test on the American table because I want to increase the chances of this losing to show that overcovering the table is just a horrible idea. I ran a simulation of this bet on my self-tester 20 times and 4 tests were net winners. There are 20 winning numbers out of a possible 38, so there is a 53% likelihood of winning on each spin. The presence of the zeros allow the casino to zip, bang zoom 5.3% of each bet in aggregate, so our expected loss is about 263 units. To simplify things for analysis and scaling, I've set the unit size to 1 simoleon. I'm not going to run through the chip placement for the bet because I don't expect anyone to waste their money to play it. If you want to see it, I've included a link to the bet layout in the description. You will win 31 units if the ball lands on 25, 27, or 33, and you will win 22 units if the ball lands on 1, 2, 8, or 26. You'll get 13 units if the ball lands on 10, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 32, or 35, and you'll be up 4 units if you hit 3, 4, 16, 21, or 31. You'll be 5 units out of pocket if the ball lands on 14, 23, 28, 30, or 34 and be 14 units out if you get a 7, 9, 11, 22, 29, or 36. A 24 will cost you 23 units and 13 will hit you up for 41 units. You get a solid 50-unit shakedown if you get a 0, 00, 5 or 6. As always, the animated graph below shows the progress of the strategy as misplayed and gives an idea of how volatile the bet is. There is also a table below showing the payouts and losses for this bet. A link to Jack Ace's bet analyzer that contains much more information for this bet can be found in the description.
Now let's speed things up and watch the progress. I'll be back at the end to summarize.
Even though we won more spins than expected, we lost due to the house edge and the fact that jackpots were underrepresented and whacks were overrepresented, so the bet lives up to its name. It's a loser and don't play it. Despite its foolishness, it's no worse than many of the crap strategies that are shown to be winners here on YouTube. I know that I have the warning at the end of the video, but I can't stress enough that you need to be careful who you trust, myself included. I caught a video recently by a creator who selects his best and most anomalous results as normal. He dismisses reports of bad runs by folks who followed his advice as merely bad luck and inevitable because it's gambling. Douchebaggery is too kind of term for that kind of behavior. I ran the routine statistical tests on the results. The average number of spins before we got a hit was 1.8 with a standard deviation of 1.1. That means that it takes about 4 spins to get a win 65% of the time and 5 spins to get a win 95% at the time. There were no repeaters. The hot numbers were 14 and 30 with 6 hits each and 8, and 12 with 5 hits each. The cold numbers were 13 and 34 with no hits each and 1, 2, 7, 10, 11, 17, 20, 21, 22, 27, 28, and 36 with 1 hit each. We had one streak of 5 wins in a row, one streak of 4, 3 of 3, and 6 streaks of 2 consecutive wins. We also had 2 streaks of 4 losses in a row, 2 streaks of 3, and 8 streaks of 2 consecutive losses. We were in profit for 18% of the test. Let's look at our rankings. We find loser at 102nd out of 119 on raw winnings or losses, and 62nd on % increased or decreased. More detailed information about the data including hit counts, statistics, and streak information can be found in the spin data for this test. A link is in the description. Keep in mind that casinos don't exist to make you rich. In fact, they exist to drain from your wallet whatever you allow them to take. Never take gambling advice at face value. Test any strategy that you plan to play on a free online game and read as many critiques about the strategy that you can find. A creator who won't tolerate questions or criticism is a bright red flag, and you aren't a hater for being cynical or by simply questioning their methodology. Some strategies only work for a limited time and the remainder don't work at all. Adjust your risk and loss tolerance accordingly and be cautious with regard to the advice that you accept.
Good luck until the next time.